What up, everybody? We're calling this car GI Slow. I never gave it like an official name. It was titty money for a little bit because Gina had sponsored part of the car from her friends only. Yeah, whatever. So we're calling it GI Slow. SN95, LS swapped, True North Turbo 88mm. It went 814 on a stock bottom end. This is a built bottom end, so let's see what happens. I think I am just gonna start throwing it back together the way that it was. We do have to remount the radiator because we put a tube front on it. Let's just get it running as fast as we can so we can enjoy it, and then maybe we'll rethink everything and rebuild next season. Because I went scouring around the garage and this is all I could find for a 2.5-inch bend, so I'd have to use this reused piece. I have like 1 3/4 of a piece, plus what we have here. So instead of waiting to relocate the turbo, we're just gonna go ahead, try and utilize what we have and see if we can go faster. And the biggest reason I wanted to relocate stuff was we were having a real problem with wheelies. And then I remembered we were on an aluminum block when we were doing wheelies. This is an iron block, so it's already 88 pounds heavier in the front. So you might not have to have weight up front. So let's just get this thing running. First up, we have to mount the radiator in there somewhere. Okay, I have the radiator where I want it in the back. I'm gonna tip the front up some more, but we're gonna get the back mounted first, which I can use this piece of pipe right here that came with our tube front that was originally for the radiator mount. I'm just gonna move it all the way back here, and then I'll have a spot to mount the back part of the radiator. Then I just have to find a way to hold up the front part of it. I am gonna have to cut a little bit out of each of these legs because the width of the front of the tube front, it actually comes outward. It's not like parallel to each other, so it actually tips outward a little bit. So as you go in, it gets a little bit more narrow. Have to narrow it up just a little bit. We have the piece tack welded up on both sides. I just have C-clamps holding it in place in the back, and then I got this ratchet strap holding up the front part, so it's gonna fit kind of flat-ish, but if you look through here, it's actually at an angle, so if we build us a little wedge plate to go up to the radiator, it should scoop air up and in through it. That is my hope anyways. But the way I have it ratchet strapped up, I can take the bumper off now. It'll stay in place so we can build tabs for the front. Not gonna overcomplicate it here. We got some 1-inch plate right here. Gonna make some 90-degree little bends, possibly rib nut it to this right here, weld it to the thing. That's it. You just gotta keep it simple, man. Like quick little 90-degree brackets, tack welded into place on both sides. Now I should be able to just, you know, I didn't pre-test this, so if it fails, it's on me. Look at that, radiator's up by itself. So we have to pull off the clamps on the back, mark the holes and drill those out, and rib nuts the back so those brackets can mount to there. And then pulling the radiator out, you can either pull it off from this bolt and then the rib nut bolts in the back that I'm gonna put in, or these are actually rubber isolated, so you could just pull off those 4 bolts on the side and these brackets can stay on. Fart sminker. Yeah, I'm using rib nuts, but my design is that everything like lays on the metal, so the rib nuts just kind of hold it from sliding back and forth. It's not actually structural rib nuts. That's even a thing. I don't even know if it is or not. Damn, look at my radiator. I think my turbo had an oil leak because it was leaking down through the radiator there. Give it the old R. Kelly once over. Oh yeah, that'll come off. Let's not do that right now. The door is closed. I don't want to get too high. Not bad for some upside down welding, huh? Now, one thing I'm gonna do before I stick the radiator back in is right here on our turbo flange is actually like a brace for a heim joint. I'm gonna put a heim joint here and then put a bar down to the bottom, and we can adjust the tension on this with the heim joint and just kind of slip the bolt in there just to get some of the weight off the headers and stuff, but the heim joint will still let it kind of twist and move. As much as that turbo will probably hold itself with that piping, it's just nice to have a little bit of bracing there. That's one thing I'm been pretty keen on is bracing turbos, except I didn't do it in Gina's car yet. I'm scared like I'll crack a weld when I need it most. Got this old piece of pipe that has a couple bends in it, which is gonna work out perfectly the way we have to space it out for the water pump. Gonna put a quick hole on it, not the right size hole saw, but I'm just gonna grind it out better, and we'll put it in. I'll show you. I just realized this isn't smart of me at all. Because if I put this here and weld it to the bottom, like I was going to do, that just makes a total nightmare for removing the engine if that's welded to that bar on the bottom. But what if we do the same thing on this as we did on the pit trike, just in reverse? So we put a small pipe inside of a big pipe, so this pipe is removable. What if you put a big pipe and then put the small pipe inside of it? Which is exactly the same as this, just in reverse. I don't know, let's try it. There it is. The only downside is once the bottom piece is welded in place, you kind of have to pull the turbo kit off to get that piece of pipe out, which it isn't too bad because it's just these two clamps right here and then the turbo clamp. But yeah, just the way it's designed. And it fits between everything. It's gonna work as intended. Well, now I'm realizing that if I need to take the turbo off to even adjust it, then I can't really adjust that top part right there. So what I'm gonna do is butt weld this left-hand one to the bottom of that pipe, build us some tabs and weld that to the bottom, and then you can just adjust the rod like this. There, finally something that works. Turbo's braced. And now basically what we've been working towards the whole time, the radiator can go back in. Maybe. And of course it hits our new mount that we just made. I had to grind off the tabs down here, tilt them back a little bit more. The shaft just barely rubs on the water pump now, but I think the radiator is gonna fit. But there's only one real way to find out. Our trusty old coolant tank. This is our highest point in the system, so we have both the outlets come into here and then back into the radiator down here. I should make this bigger though, so we don't get any air bubbles in there. But for now, it's going back on. Perfect, just how I designed it. It actually works a little bit better now that the fender's cut out because I can point it straight up and down. Cause tonight ain't the night for sorrow. So I was thinking to myself, how am I gonna mount the oil filter housing? And I think I have a solution. I got a U-bolt, and we're just gonna U-bolt it. Dang. Super clean, super easy. And just like that, the oil filter's on. It's easy to get to. Those two lines just run to our oil pan. And if I really want to, we can put an oil cooler pretty simply in this thing, which we might need eventually. But yeah, just right here. Easy to get to the filter, easy to put a pan on the ground. Mint. All right, here's the true test, is if I can put the turbo back on just as one person. I'd really like to do. Oh man, I need another arm. Yeah. Okay. Good thing I'm like super tough, man. Unfortunately, we gotta bust the ratchet strap out to pull the headers closer to each other. We're out by like a decent amount. Well, hopefully I don't break anything. Sick. Maybe we should tidy this up a little bit. This is the wiring harness beforehand. It's not much better, but at least it's manageable now. And now try to remember how I had it routed. And which one goes where. Anybody else get lost in doing a bunch of different tasks at once? Like I'll jump from here, I'll be like, oh, I forgot that bolt over there, and then I do that. Just me? Yeah, I kind of figured. Oh my God, look at my hair. That's what I get for going to the gym. Now because we have an aftermarket head on there, we actually need a different style spark plugs over the common LS spark plugs, which I love because I could get them for like $3 a piece, and I would just rip through spark plugs all the time because I'm not a tuner. On the plus side, V's Fox is still on the same set of spark plugs I put in it to begin with, so that's a plus. Now I just gotta find my gapping tool. Gina might be using it. I've got everything done underneath. I got the plug wires in, I got the coil packs in, I got the starter in. Just on the top side now. But you know what? Nobody wants to see me on my back. Or maybe you do. I'll just start my own, like, spicy website. Huh? Three likes and I'll do it. I mean, the wife's already got one. Why can't I have one? I forgot I left all my turbo drains at Nick's house. And then, so I have this one here. I had to buy some fittings for it. But these JIC fittings, they're a little on the small side for drain hose size. So we're gonna drill this one out to 1/2 inch. Before, after. I even took a bigger drill bit and then I tapered it a little bit. Smooth flow. Get it? Smooth? Oh, that wasn't very smooth because I've been rolling on it and there's dirt in it now, but usually it's smooth. I totally stole my through the firewall terminal for Gina's car, and then I bought another one and now I can't find it, so I definitely didn't just put a bolt through all my power wires and leave them hanging there. That would be really irresponsible of me to do, wouldn't it? Anyways, we got our oil situation here. It's teed off. One goes to this extended oil feed line. The other one actually goes to my dome sensor. So dome's gonna be oil pressure. My oil pressure used to be up here in the back of the block because the Gen 3 has a little port in the back for oil pressure. The Gen 4 motor doesn't have that. So right now, without extending my oil pressure sensor wiring, I'm just gonna use my dome pressure for now. Gotta use your noggin sometimes, just to be easy and cheap. I'm not gonna put any coolant in this thing yet because the water pump isn't wired in anyways. I'm gonna put a battery in it and I'm gonna see if it fires. Wait, we gotta put Big Bertha on. And we gotta put fluids in it. I forgot about that part. Big Bertha! 5 inches of downpipe. My favorite. I could give you 5 inches, but I'd have to give it to you twice. Because 2.5 times 2? There's a battery hooked up in here. Obviously, my battery went in this and I forgot about that too. So now we'll put power to the car and see if anything explodes. Nothing exploded yet? Nothing's on fire? That's a good sign. Do we have power in here? We do not. So something is not hooked up then. I'm pretty sure I didn't take anything out of the inside to turn the power off on the inside. But now I guess we gotta grab a multimeter and find out where power is and where power isn't. Because it's smarter than me. Only because it has a battery in it though. Aha! I found you. This one is actually power even though it's black. It was laying on the floor. But it comes all the way from that side of the chassis into the fuse box. So this comes like right from the back of the car. And it goes into that fuse box down there. Now, yes? Still no yes. I guess it'd be cool if I traced it all the way back around and then I realized when I look inside the fender, it's just hanging there. It's not connected to anything. Doofus. No fires? Now yes? Ha! Nice. Okay, starter kicks over, but it's not starting. So, let's bust out the laptop. Mini future trunks. Well, the starter wouldn't bump because the shifter was actually in like 3rd gear, so. Sick. Now to figure out this. Well, the cable was messing up on my laptop and This is probably why. That is the end of the Holly HP. I remember the Terminator X came with a CAN to USB, so I went and I stole Tokyo's. Let's see if that works. Come on. Damn it. I'm gonna try some drivers and stuff and download version 6, see if something will work there. Worst case Ontario, which it only solves the problem temporarily, through the Holly HP in Gina's car, which I could steal that, but she'd give me one of these.
The next day, the motherfucker was dead.
Boom! Shh, I'm a sweat. I was gonna pull the ECU out, so I pulled all the plugs out of the ECU, and then, God, I'm stupid. All right, let's see if we can get some oil prime. We're looking for dome pressure to give us something more than 0. Okay, -8 is definitely not what I had in mind there. Okay, let's see if we can get it running. It ran, but I see something leaking, so... Oh, I definitely see something leaking. Is that fuel? Oh, it's definitely gas. It ran, though! Yeah. It freaking ran! Well, that's an odd one. It's leaking on this back fitting right here. The 90 behind, I guess, the one that's in the way. But it's like leaking here. So that hose might have worn out while it was off the car or something? I don't know. So this line was leaking with this fitting, which now that I look at it, it looks like an oddball fitting. It looks like I used 2 different fittings in one. So instead of messing with the headache of this, I do have some more 8-line and the 2 fittings I need. So let's just build another one exactly the same. Holy, it just started pouring down rain out of nowhere. We got the fuel lines fixed, but instead of like trying to drive them under the manifold again, because that's super annoying to do, I just put them on the side to make sure that it didn't leak. So we should be able to test fire now again. I'm not gonna lie, I've been extremely nervous about firing this thing. Even the last time I was running, it was like panic and then shut it off because I'm scared. Yes! I feel like I've worked so long on other people's stuff. It's so nice to have my own thing running again. Partially. We still have to finish the wiring and the little nitpicky stuff. Wow, hear that? The wiring and the nitpicky stuff. Today's Thursday. There's actually a car show on Sunday for Father's Day car show. I kind of want to drive it there. That'd be so cool. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You guys don't want to miss what's coming up with this thing. We're going to test all kinds of True North turbos on it, and it's going to be super awesome. Peace easy. Get that V. I love you guys.